Hi everyone, welcome to week 10 of your technical math course. This week we obviously don't have any chapters to cover. If you haven't noticed already, we did finish the textbook. So last week we talked about statistics. The weeks prior to that we covered geometry, some things with polynomials and how to solve them, how to use FOIL. Those were some of the main topics that we covered in some of the previous weeks. And the reason I mention those is because those will be on your final exam this week. So make sure that you go back and you review the material that we covered up since the midterm. So you don't have to worry about some of that basic stuff, the fractions and percents and all of that. We don't really have to worry about any of those. What you want to focus on is, everything since the midterm. So we want to look at those quadratic equations. We want to look at products and factoring, powers and polynomials, that type of thing. So that's what you want to go back and focus on as you're preparing for your final. So I would suggest going back to those previous week's exams and looking at those, see if there's anything that you missed on those that you maybe don't understand. The answers are there for you, so you can see what the correct answer should be. So you can go back and rework those problems, anything that you might have missed. I would also suggest that you go back and look at your assignments. So remember that when you get your feedback for your assignment, typically I send you back some examples of problems that are worked out so that you know what you may have done wrong on the problems that you missed. And then, of course, there's also the back of the book for any of the problems in the actual chapters that you've worked that you're unsure about. So if you're not sure how to do a problem in an actual chapter, just go to the back of the book and you can see all the odd ones there. So that's where you can go to get some help on those problems. So that's what I would focus on as you prepare for the final exam. In addition, you've got a discussion for this week. This week's discussion is intended to be at least 300 words. It's basically an essay on how you see using any of the topics in technical math in your chosen field. So obviously you don't have to do all of them. Just pick one or two topics that you know that you're going to be using in your chosen field and talk about how you'll be using them and that type of thing. So that's what you're going to be doing in your discussion post. Now that's your initial discussion post. Remember, you still need to post 2 replies as well. So those can be, replies to your classmates or replies to me asking you a question or whatever. Both of those things count as replies. And then finally, since there is no assignment this week, I encourage you to go back and make sure that you have everything completed from previous weeks. All of your assignments, all of your quizzes are still open. So if there's anything that you missed, something you forgot to do, it's still there and still open. The only thing that does close each week is the discussion posts. So those you can't go back and do. However, you can get everything else completed if you forgot, or maybe I, sent you a note that said, please resubmit an assignment. All of those things are still there, still available to you. So I encourage you to make sure that you make good use of your time and take care of that before the end of the week. And finally, the end of the week. The end of the week in week 10 is always Thursday. So rather than having a normal week, we actually open up week 10 for you the Thursday before the end of the course, and it goes Thursday to Thursday rather than Monday through Sunday. So make sure that you are getting everything completed and turned in by the end of the day on Thursday. And it's very important that you do that because I have to turn in my grades by the middle of the day on Friday. So I'm turning grades in on Friday at noon. So if you don't have all of your things completed and turned in, obviously I can't get them all graded, and obviously your grade will represent whatever it is you've got completed by Thursday. So make sure that you take care of that. Now, if for some reason you've had some sort of an issue or a problem that you can't meet that deadline, please make sure that you reach out to me. Under certain circumstances, I can give you an extension, but we have to discuss it. I'm not going to just give an extension because you didn't bother to do anything since week 1. And now here we are into week 9, beginning of week 10, and you realize that you've got a failing grade. So let's work together. Give me a call, send me an email, send me a text, and we'll figure out how to get you where you need to be. So I hope that everything has gone well for you. If you have any problems or questions, or you need anything before the course ends, please make sure that you reach out to me, and have a great week.